So there's Lorde, she's been around for a while, I think, right?
Yes.
She's got a new CD, and this is from TheVerge.com. So, sometimes when releasing physical media, people like to come up with cool gimmicks, like I back in the days of when vinyl was of course, vinyl has had such a resurgence over the past decade, but, sometimes with vinyl, people try to do cool stuff, release limited edition vinyl. I remember, I still recall when Dan Randall and the Randlettes, some people will know, when he showed me, he had bought the Kiss single for Unholy that came out in 92, and they put it out on limited edition white vinyl. It was so cool. Anyway,
my favorite was a Styx album that I think it was Paradise Theater that actually had the theater in the album, like the visual.
Yeah.
You had to hold the album a certain way to see to see it. But I always love stuff like that.
Yeah. Picture discs, they call them. Yeah. And those are cool.
Ooh.
Some artists have tried to do things unique and innovative with CDs as well, not just vinyl. And Lorde's new CD is transparent. You can see through it. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can always go find a picture of it online. It's interesting. It's completely clear. You can see right through it.
See right through it.
What a cool idea, right?
Yeah, actually.
Well, there's only one problem. And this is from TheVerge.com. Lorde's new CD is so transparent that stereos can't even read it.
Oh, God, that's so terrible.
And there's only one version. And it doesn't work on most players. So this is from The Verge. It says, Lorde fans are clearly struggling to play the CD version of her new album. Consumers who purchased the special edition of Virgin, released on a transparent plastic disc, are reporting on Reddit and TikTok that many CD players, car stereos, and other sound systems they've tried to play it on are unable to play it. The transparent CD, promoted as being fully recyclable, is currently sold out on Lorde's web store and was the only disc variant available for the Virgin album. So in other words, if you don't want the clear CD, if you want something you can actually play, you can't even get it.
Nope.
So that may have been a welcome compromise for fans, given the singer opted to forego a CD release entirely for her 2021 album, Solar Power, over waste and environmental concerns, but little comfort to customers who can't purchase alternative options. One Reddit user said, quote, very cool looking, and I'm not going to return it, but doesn't work in 3 of my top players. PC was able to rip, but the files are not great. There's distortion and clipping. Unquote. User reports indicate that older hardware is less likely to work with the CD than devices with newer sensors. So, we should just stress that so people know. It's not that it doesn't play at all. You just have to have a very new CD player, apparently, that is able to actually read the data on it. Because, as one person pointed out, and this isn't from the article, I saw this on another post. Somebody said, hey, it's completely clear there's no silver coating, but isn't the silver where the data is stored?
Oh, God. That's true.
Yeah.
That's
very
true.
So apparently,
boy.
so if you have a newer CD player, you can play it, but older ones, car stereos won't play it. You're just SOL. It says here, one TikTok user demonstrated that her car CD player was unable to recognize the disc and said that forcing the CD inside resulted in automatic ejection, mirroring similar reports made in Reddit comments. This Redditor said, quote, whoever decided to design this is an idiot. Cars can't read this CD. Walkmans can't read this CD. You need to create CDs that are fit for purpose for the medium in which they are played on, which is older technology, unquote.
No, you should update your technology.
But
it's your fault. You didn't update your technology.
That's right.
To hear the greatness of the disc.
If you're a true Lorde fan, But this reminds me of there's a podcaster who we know who always complains about people not listening to his podcast on good quality equipment.
This is true.
And expects everyone to upgrade their equipment when they listen to his amazing show.
You must spend hundreds, thousands even.
Yes. How he knows how people are consuming his content, I have no idea. But
what I don't get is didn't they test it out on? They must have only played it on the very best.
That must be what happened. Yeah,
and nobody bothered to go, hey, let me go see if this will work on my car.
That's probably what happened. It says here, Lorde has yet to address any of the issues raised about the transparent Virgin CD. The official cause of the playability issues also has not been confirmed. It's certainly a striking disc. CDs with even partially clear designs are uncommon. And can be a hit with collectors, but the lack of functionality in this example has been a bitter experience for some Lorde fans.
Yeah, I can imagine. I got a pretty disc, but I can't play it.
One TikTok user said, quote, seems like they didn't account for this. Pretty disappointing. I know it was for an aesthetic, but at least press it on normal CDs too, unquote. Yeah, that's the other weird thing. It's like, why wouldn't you also put out a non-clear edition?
Because they thought that it was going to play and everything.
Well, I also wonder if they thought that people might. There's a picture here in this article too of the disc of someone holding up the disc, and it's very clear. Yeah, I'd be pretty skeptical. Like if someone handed that to me and said, "Here, play this," I'd be like, "What is this?
Sure?
Is this actually a CD? What are you giving me here?"
Yeah, it looks you're right. It doesn't look like any disc that you've seen before.
Yeah.
But it's cute and it's quirky. And if it had played on everything, it would have been great. And that's probably why they didn't print regular ones. But then maybe they should go back and do that now and offer people, hey, you bought this disc. It's great, but here's one you can actually listen to.
Right.
That would be great to do for fans.
Yeah.
That would make it better.
Yeah.
But to spend the money to buy the thing and you can't play the music, it's not just about aesthetics. I mean, you want to hear what's on it.
Unless they also made the calculation. It's possible that someone made the calculation that people weren't going to buy this disc to play it, but people are going to buy this disc just to have it.
I think that's silly.
Well, here's the thing. The only reason I think someone might have thought that is because, my theory about vinyl, I've said it all the time, that when artists release new vinyl, because some of the guests that we've had on the show, for example, they'll do vinyl. And I always say that my theory is most people who buy new vinyl don't even have a record player. They just buy it because they want to have it. They never even necessarily open it. They just want to really support that artist. So they'll buy it just to, maybe put the artwork on the wall or something, or just to have it because they want to support that artist, not because they actually have a record player at home that they're going to play it on. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, but I honestly think in this instance, it's just not the equivalency.
Yeah, no, I'm just wondering if someone maybe had that theory though. Maybe somebody had a theory to my theory about vinyl and they thought it would apply to this.
But even if that was the theory, why would you print only discs that you can't listen to?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty strange, and apparently it's not being addressed. I guess it just came out because this story just broke a couple days ago.
I'm sure that she anticipated that the disc was going to work. I highly doubt that it was sold to her as, hey, we want to print millions of your discs, but we don't want them to be able to necessarily play unless you got expensive equipment.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you have new equipment, it doesn't work.
That's right.
And that done not good.
So, well, hopefully everyone learned something from this.
Yes. Do not make clear, unless they find a better material to use to make them on that can actually be read. They kind of need the silver part.
Yeah.
Like that one person wrote.